This is a 1/8 6013 welding electrode from KT Industries. This is used on shielded metal arc welding or stick welding. I will be showing in this video how to properly use a 6013 welding electrode and get a good bead profile. For this demonstration, I will be using a piece of what I believe is about 3/8 thickness plate. I will be welding a bead right here. Ignore the other welds. This is what I use to test machines, get everything fine-tuned. These are ugly welds. It is not a bad idea to go to dumpsters and like metal dumpsters. I used to go outside of the metal dumpster outside of my welding school and get scrap metal out of it to practice on. Yes, it'll be used and look like this, but you can practice on it and lay down some slick beads. Alright, I will now strike an arc and lay down a bead, and then I will show you the bead and show you on a piece of paper with a pen what motions I used. If you listen after the weld, you may even be able to hear the cracking of the slag coming off of the weld. As you can see, I just swiped my finger on it and the slag is just peeling off. You should not have to try real hard to get the slag off, because if it's really pure and the impurities all come out in that slag and the temperature is right and all the settings are good, this slag should just peel off the way this did. At the very most, you should just scrape your chipping hammer on it and it'll come off like I just did. Now let me show you the weld and then show you on paper the motion that I was doing. There's my weld. As you can see, pretty decent. Right there, it goes off a little bit to the left. That's because that's where I started it cold and I brought it over and did that. Only because there's a little thing I wanted to fill up right there, so when I grind this all down and get it flat. Anyway, that's against the point. As you can see, the weld is uniform, it looks good, and I only ran this on 3/8 plate. I ran it at 90 degrees. Obviously, some people are going to want to go hotter and faster, and some people are going to want to go colder and slower. I don't recommend going much colder than this, because once you do get to a certain level of coldness, the weld is just going to have a cold lap anyway. It's not going to be a good weld. There's not going to be enough penetration. Anyway, there's my weld. Let me go show you what motion I was using. And again, with the motion, everybody has a different motion they like. This is the motion that I enjoy using on the 6013, and I believe gives me the best result. There's my weld again. Let me go get a piece of paper to show you. I laid another bead with the same motion, same temperature, because I wanted to show y'all what it looks like when the slag peels off. Now let me grab this slag for you, and I can show you inside the cool things that I find cool about slag. Here's the slag from the top. As you can see, there's nothing special there. From the bottom, this is what I think is cool. You can see the motion of the puddle, the ripples. I love it. And there's nothing better than watching this thing shatter. Alright, so in the beginning, I start right in the middle of where the weld's gonna be, and then I go like this. I go down, and then I go like this. Go down, and I go like this. Down, and then like this. And that'll be the same thing if you're going side to side. You're going to be going like this. The paper's not held down, so this is hard for me to do because it moves. But anyway, you can also, with 6013, just do a slow drag. If your hand shakes a little bit, that's okay. You can do some other things too. There's so many different things you can do. I don't like this one, where you go out and then you go back into it. But some people do. I don't recommend it on a 6013. I would do that more on a 6010 or a 6011. But anyway, this is what I did. I hope this helps. Again, I was running at 90 amps with a 6013 on DC electropositive.